Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today's video I am finally going to be talking about dearALICE after a year of fully absorbing Made in Korea and hearing and seeing their debut in full. So sit back, relax, put your feet up and enjoy this video. So, who is dearALICE? dearALICE are a 5-piece British boy band who are firstly formed by the South Korean company SM Entertainment and British television company Moonbak Media, featuring members James Sharp, Dexter Greenwood, Oliver Ollie Quinn, Reese Carter and Blaze Moon, who are now signed with Gamma Entertainment, which is an American media company founded in 2023 who has big artists like French Montana, Snoop Dogg, Jaden Smith, Willow Smith, Sexy Red, Rick Ross and The Five. And this led the boy band to be starred in BBC One's show released in 2024, Made in Korea, the K-pop experience, that followed the group to be trained in Korea for 100 days in South Korea like the proper K-pop idol group itself. Instead, I don't think real K-pop stars get taken to a theme park for a day whilst on their day off. Mostly they're training 24/7 and they have strict rules. During the show, they were faced to do 6 evaluations in the 6 episodes being shown in the series to impress Heejun, who is a director at SM Artists Development Centre, and God, Heejun was brutal. My favourite part of the series when she told the boys that they looked like nursery children when they first danced in front of her.
그냥 유치원생들이 하는.
So yeah, if you can tell, it was quite an intense show. However, the editing is the most British editing ever.
He is the K-pop expert,
which makes it feel less intense than it was supposed to be, unlike Popstar Academy on Netflix. Something I like from the show is that they included 2 of the boys' medical conditions, such as James spoke about his autism when he was struggling with picking up the moves, and also Dexter spoke about his type 1 diabetes and how his diabetes affected him during the training. This already brings great representation to these types of communities because that young little girl or boy can see themselves in somebody they look up to and realise if they are able to be successful and put themselves out there, then they can too. Growing up in the 2010s as an autistic person myself, there was hardly representation of autism I related to, which made me feel so ashamed of myself for years, and this is probably the same for people with diabetes as well. That's why good representation is so important, and we need good role models for others to look up to. And dearALICE is showing that already in this docu-series, which is amazing to see. Anyways, end of my little rant. So what on earth happened after Made in Korea, the K-pop experience then? So after the show finished, the dearALICE boys did quite a lot of promotion in the UK, such as being interviewed on This Morning, performing on Strictly Come Dancing, and also did a few other interviews on YouTube with BuzzFeed Hits Radio. They even appeared on CBBC and performed the songs from the show as well. Then 2025 happens and dearALICE finally debuts. However, the rollout is very, very strange because they announced and performed their debut single on the Korean show Mnet K-pop before releasing it on all streaming platforms. And by the way, they performed this song on the show on the 16th of January and released Ariana a month later on the 21st of February 2025. So this already made the song lose hype, especially when you are trying to grow your career in a fast-paced society, since everybody's attention spans are practically non-existent nowadays thanks to our beloved friend TikTok. They debuted with Ariana with a cool, edgy image, whereas the boys started to dye their hair, get piercings, tattoos and etc. like many K-pop groups, which I think suits them very well. They also did the typical British type music video as well, with filming themselves on the bus, although the song Ariana itself sounds way too generic to me. Apparently it's about a girl who is way too invested in stunning Ariana Grande than being in a relationship with the protagonist. For a debut single, Ariana got hardly any British promo or performances on British TV shows, unlike they did with the whole BBC documentary, which is a shame, but their team focused more on Korean shows like SM Town. However, at least we actually got the real Ariana Grande actually noticing them and talking to them, saying she likes the song.
Alice, I've just been informed about the single. That is very crazy. Apparently it shares a name with you. That is quite insane. I wanted to wish you guys good luck because I heard you're shooting your video today. Have fun and enjoy and stay present and get rest. Enjoy.
Oh my god, that is so sick! That is so sick! That is very nice. That was very kind. Thank you. I love Ariana!
We also got Lara from Cat's Eye talking about how she can't get that song out of her head.
You know what is stuck in my freaking head? She loves Ariana.
So overall, the song Ariana has reached about 937k streams altogether, which is pretty good, but pretty not good because it didn't make the charts. But anyways, Cat's Eye didn't really make the charts before they blew up and Popstar Academy happened, so maybe we'll give them time. Then we get to their second single, and oh dear, it gets controversial. They dropped their second single, Sweet, on the 23rd of May 2025, and not gonna lie, this song is probably one of my favourites of theirs. However, the song faced controversy because of the usage of AI in the cover picture, which shows a strawberry flavoured ice cream. This made consumers think this was lazy marketing because they could have used a more creative input, and especially when you are in your debut era, it doesn't look great. And a lot of fans explained how disappointed they were in the group. And then they released the music video for their single Sweet, which also sparked controversy again because they released the music video a week after the song was released. This isn't a major issue because One Direction used to do this. However, many fans and consumers started to realise that there is only one member singing most of the lines, and that was James. I think Ollie had a few lines, but they were the only members who played a part of this song, and people just thought that this was very unfair since the group itself has been marketed with all members taking part, and this led all of the fans feel disappointed in the group itself, which again is not a good look on them. And then we get to their third single, Drums, and honestly I feel like this should have been their debut single. This song would have caused so much more noise as well and suited their brand as well, because it really seemed like they were going the dark and edgy approach, plus it was the right amount of chaoticness that maybe could go viral, like Gnarly with Cat's Eye, especially with Blaze's low note, Here Come the Drums. That's actually kind of iconic.
The drums.
Now we get to their mini debut album, and this album just does not make any sense to what this group is trying to portray. Like we have a few ballads, and I can explain. They're alright songs, but I feel nothing when I listen to them. I think it's because the dearALICE boys haven't had any creative input in the writing process or even choosing the music, I'm assuming. The album name, Bittersweet Summer, makes this whole concept of the album so much worse because it's portraying a bubblegum childish concept when the dearALICE boys are just not that. They have a bit of an edge to them. It's a shame their management or label hasn't noticed this already, because this group could have been branded so well. And plus, audiences and consumers have moved on from the whole bubblegum pop thing, and we want something different. We want edginess. That's why we see Cat's Eye doing gnarly and stuff like that. Overall, I believe that whoever is managing dearALICE, which is Gamma, had no plan on how to market this group after coming from the documentary they were shown in, and this is the reason why many people aren't as interested in them like they are with Cat's Eye. The group has had 4 concepts in one era, and that comes across as confusing and unorganized to the consumers consuming their musical content. We need a clear image on their whole identity as a group, because this makes it easier for stans to be able to relate to them and see themselves in the group too, and actually see groups' interests and personalities as well through the music and concepts they are putting out to the world. Like, they keep switching to an edgy image, to a cute boy next door image, and if they don't at least pick one concept, there's no chance in them becoming successful. Again, I really like the edgy concepts they did with their single drums. I feel like it suits them so much better and makes them stand out together as a group. If they kept the harmonies in Sweet, but with a darker concept, it would be perfect. Another issue I have to be critical about is, can we let this group have more creative input? I get it. They are a new group and they are discovering what songs could represent their sound, but their album is way too generic and I feel like I'm listening to somebody else's music. Like with Cat's Eye during the gnarly era, they were able to make these songs their own even though they didn't write the songs, but with dearALICE, their album sounds like any other British or K-pop boy band could do a lot better, because the music is just not offering anything interesting. That's just my opinion, no hate, but yeah. The label seriously needs to act upon this and realise, how can we make this boy band stand out to the public? Like, there's not that many boy bands out, and it's actually really important because I see potential in dearALICE. And I know these boys are capable with creating their own music, because their member James made their own song about Lara from Cat's Eye singing their single Ariana, and he made it into a remix which is super cute and I totally liked the sound he was going with. So yeah, the more creative input dearALICE has with their music, more the British population will take them seriously. Also get them working with good British producers as well, because I'm sure this group is able to do that, like Say Now can do that, and plus Say Now didn't even come from a TV show and dearALICE can, so that'd be great. Maybe even, I don't know, John Ryan, he worked with One Direction, I don't know. Another thing that's baffled my mind about this group is their label Gamma Media or Gamma Records, whatever they're called. Being an American label, like they are supposed to be a British boy band, wouldn't you suggest finding a British record label like Polydor? However, it could have been the case that record labels are just not fully ready to invest in a boy band at the moment, unlike they are with girl groups, because after they noticed the craze of Cat's Eye, Flow and Say Now, every label are finally waking up to making more girl groups. So maybe Gamma was the only option for them. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Conspiracy theory. But that's it anyways. I really hope I didn't sound like I was being too harsh on these boys, because I do really see so much potential in them and I really want to see them all thrive so bad, since there's hardly any boy bands out there at the moment, especially the British ones. Oh my days, we are due another British boy band. Like, I'm loving No Guidance at the moment. They are really great. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your thoughts are about dearALICE and what you think they could do to become more popular and become the successful boy bands they have been marketed to. Okay, thanks so much. Bye!